What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. In the last part, we saw how the lack of Goku in the story affected the Zamasu parts, causing some interesting changes in the story. However, we ended off with the introduction of the Tournament of Power, and since the team needed some more members, Goku and Pikkon were recruited. So Goku will actually be involved this time, but how has everyone increased in terms of power, especially Saibo, Piccolo, Vegeta, and Gohan? We'll be seeing all that and more in this part as we conclude this series. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. If we hit that, it lets me know that you guys want to see more series like this, and I might continue into the future with the GT part. No promises though. Anyways, let's pick up from here and finish off this scenario. The Tournament of Power finally begins. Goku and Pikkon are amazed to see the other fighters, not just the people in their universe, but everyone else here too. They don't know much about the multiverse, but they've probably received some anecdotal info from people in Otherworld. Like, they've definitely heard rumors of it, and they've seen what's been going on with Universe 7 in the main timeline. This is insane. They knew of a multiverse, but they didn't know there were so many others. Especially with strong people like this. Although that definitely means they need to be careful. Considering the fate of their universe is at stake, yeah, they definitely need to make sure that they don't mess up here. But Goku still does want to enjoy himself. Similar to how I do with some of my other scenarios, we're going to skip the unimportant parts of the Tournament of Power to get to the more interesting parts. Because it should be pretty clear that the first part of the tournament is pretty easy. Most of the lower power fighters are eliminated pretty quickly. Universe 7 is definitely at the top. Although, Universe 6 and Universe 11 are close competition. Vegeta, Piccolo, and Saibo are the strongest on the team, above most of their peers, and above most other people in the other universes. But that doesn't mean the rest of Universe 7 is weak. They also have people like Goku, Gohan, and Pikkon, who are all around the same strength in terms of power, although they have different methods of summoning that power. Even with Gohan having lower forms, he still is very powerful thanks to his hybrid potential. Of course, the rest of the team is pretty nice too. But one person that I think is worthwhile to focus on is Goku. We talked about him a bit before in the other parts, but not really too much. Here, he has Super Saiyan 3 Kaioken. He's perfected Super Saiyan 3 to such a great level that it has no sort of issues at all. Of course, it has even less issues since he's dead, but here, he's powered it up to an insane level, and on top of that, he can stack Kaioken on it. Here, he's been focused on using Kaioken more and more, thanks to some support from Pikkon. He showed off Super Kaioken to Pikkon a long time ago, and decided he wants to work on improving this. He doesn't know how far Kaioken can go, and he wants to see that limit. He's pushed it to insane levels already. He remembers back to a time when times 20 was too high for him. But here, he can go to multiples of a couple hundred, while in Super Saiyan 3, by the way. It keeps improving so much that he can't even keep track of the multiplier at some points. It's pretty ludicrous, but Goku likes that as ludicrous like this. As for Pikkon, he's strong regardless, but here we're gonna give him something to buff him even more. Just like he has in Dragon Ball Heroes, we're gonna give him his own form here, Super Pikkon. Although, the form isn't really too much different from normal, so you can't really tell that he's in it. I mean, so far, I think all you've seen is that it has lines under his eyes, and that's really it, but hey, at least that kind of distinguishes it. So, that's his ultimate transformation. He and Goku are way stronger than people could have expected, but considering they're training 24/7 in Otherworld, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Speaking of Pikkon, he ends up fighting Kale and Caulifla, which is a pretty weird matchup. He is a pretty skilled fighter, and he's skilled enough to notice that these two might be trouble later on. Sure, individually they might not be a problem, but with two of them fighting together with great synergy, he definitely wants to split them up before it's too late. And something really strange happens as he's fighting them. One of them drops an earring in the ring. What the hell? Wait a second. He's seen this before. This looks like what the Kais wear. The other universes mention fusion, knowing what the Potara earrings are used for. Goku and Pikkon are intrigued. They know of fusion, but with earrings? No, they've never heard of that before. It seems much more convenient than having to do a dance in the middle of a fight. Strange, but cool. Everyone questions it, and this causes Zeno to even intervene, saying that it's fine if they have the Potara earrings, as long as they're actually going to use them. Potara earrings? Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Goku decides that it's best to eliminate them immediately. If they're planning to fuse, that's going to be bad news. Of course, Goku might want to spar with them a bit like he did normally, but since he's been around Pikkon so much, Pikkon's kind of rubbed off on him and he realized that he needs to end this fight pretty quick, making a better decision to eliminate them right away instead of fighting them more. They hold on to these Potara earrings too. If Zeno said they're okay, they might have some use for them later on. Everyone else continues their fights. Saibo and Piccolo stick together for a lot of the tournament, and they're a very powerful duo. They actually defeat most of the Pride Troopers pretty easily, moving on to some other fighters in the ring. Universe 4 has some pretty sneaky fighters, but with the battle smarts of both Saibo and Piccolo together, they're able to eliminate them pretty easily and avoid themselves getting eliminated. Since both are Namekians, they can use their stretchable arms to keep themselves in the ring much more easily. You know, something Piccolo could have done originally. They even face off against the Universe 6 Namekians, surprised to see how strong they are. You know, they're not too different after all. Well, at least Piccolo can kind of relate with his fusions in him. Saibo is a bit of a different case, and they're intrigued to see that he's a reincarnation of an evil person. That's weird. They've never encountered a Namekian like that before. That should definitely make for an interesting fight. Although, it's not as interesting as they expect because Saibo and Piccolo are so far beyond them that it's really easy. But they do acknowledge the strength of the other two Namekians and their resolve. As we go further on into the tournament, eventually there's a fight against Toppo. Pikkon, Goku, and Vegeta fight him together. Goku and Vegeta are trying to come up with an idea of how to defeat him. He is pretty strong, and if they work together, they might actually be able to pull ahead, and Pikkon has an idea. He's going to help distract Toppo and hold him off, while the other two work out some sort of plan. They said they needed some time, so he's going to give them that. Weird, this seems oddly familiar, even though he's never fought with Vegeta before. Him holding off a stronger opponent to buy them some time. He has some sort of deja vu, but he can't really tell why. Goku and Vegeta haven't really fought together in a long time, hence the reason that they need to work out a strategy right here and now. Since Vegeta doesn't really know how to fight with Pikkon, he relies on Goku for that. The three eventually work out a plan, defeating Toppo before he goes into his God of Destruction mode, which he has no reason to use. But there's another big issue, Jiren. By now, most of the other fighters have been eliminated, including some in Universe 7. But Jiren, he's a whole different animal. They don't know how they're supposed to defeat him. He seems really strong and he's only suppressed right now. He's not even showing off a fraction of his power. They're gonna need more. More time, more power, more strategy to actually defeat him. Goku tells Vegeta he has a plan, but Vegeta's not really gonna like it. Goku tries to pull out his Patara earrings, but they're not there. And then he realizes, crap, since Universe 6 was already erased, those Patara earrings are gone too. While Goku and Vegeta are discussing, Saibo, Piccolo, Gohan, and Pikkon are fighting Jiren together. Of course, it's not really much, but they are able to hold him off and actually push him back just a little bit. They all begin to show off more power, but Jiren begins to do the same. Even with this teamwork, it's not going to help him. He doesn't need teamwork. He could do this himself. His own strength is more than enough. He'll defeat Universe 7, claiming victory and getting the Super Dragon Balls for himself. Gohan and Piccolo end up getting eliminated pretty quickly. Piccolo does have one last idea though, thanking the other two Namekians for giving him this idea. He stretches an arm out really quickly. He knows if he tries to pull himself back into the ring, the second he does, Jiren's gonna knock him off even farther. So instead of risking that, he's gonna try to use this opportunity to fuse into Saibo. His arm reaches Saibo. Saibo doesn't know what he's doing. But right before Piccolo could even start the process, Jiren slices his arm off and then launches another massive blast to fully knock Piccolo away. Damn, that would have definitely done the trick. But at least it did distract Jiren for a bit. Buying some more time for Saibo and Pikkon. They wonder where the other two are. They haven't seen Goku and Vegeta for a bit, but Piccolo wasn't the only one who thought of fusion. They look over in the stands. Shin and Beerus suddenly start cheering. They sense a massive power surge nearby. It's Goku, Vegeta. No. It's not a separate power, it's both of them combined. Even stronger. Even though the Patara from Universe 6 are gone, they still had Shin there, who gave them his Patara earrings. Zeno said it was okay after all. And a new fighter jumps in front of Pikkon and Saibo. He chuckles. This fighter introduces himself as Vegeta, immediately powering up, although it's kinda weird. He feels strange as he powers up. I mean, it is weird because he has two people combined into one, but also because Goku's never utilized godly power like this before. He is able to utilize Super Saiyan Blue, thanks to Vegeta, and it feels weird because only one part of him is actually using it. Alright, so Vegeta granted him some godly powers. He wonders what Kakarot can grant him too. Vegeta Blue is enough here, especially with Saibo and Pikkon helping him. But why not try stacking something else on top of it? Thanks to Kakarot, he utilizes Kaioken as well, creating Blue Kaioken, although it is kinda strange utilizing the two together. Blue and Kaioken is a risky thing to pull off. But thanks to Goku's mastery of Kaioken by this point, and how high he could use it regardless, Vegito does inherit some of that. Vegeta's experience with Blue and Goku's experience with Kaioken, it combines to create a powerful combo. And they know they need to end the fight quickly before Jiren powers up even more and more. But that's really easy with Vegito there. The fusion showcases all the power he's got, and together, the three fighters are able to knock Jiren out of the ring. So, who would be the MVP here? It's gonna be a strange pick, but I'm gonna say Vegito because it's Goku and Vegeta combined together. Besides the fact that they got one of the most important eliminations, both of their eliminations are combined regardless. Also, their leadership and strategy is taken into account. And Vegito has a pretty simple wish. Restore all the other universes. It seems like the best option after all. So, where do we go following this? Well, as a gift, Whis revives both Goku and Pikkon. Beerus was interested by both their performances, and he is thankful that they helped out the team. They really did need the help. And Pikkon really has nowhere to stay, but they're fine with letting him stay on Earth, so he ends up staying there training with the others. And as for Goku, something interesting happens with him. Thanks to fusing with Vegeta and using Super Saiyan Blue while fused, he ended up accidentally obtaining Godly Ki. He tries to utilize that at one point, and he's able to transform into a Super Saiyan God, but not beyond that. He doesn't know how to use Super Saiyan Blue yet, but hey, this is huge. He was kind of far behind because he didn't have access to it. He's already starting to get caught up to the others. And he's really intrigued to train with Saibo. It's not like he really had the opportunity. Seeing more and more of his strength, as well as Piccolo's. He's surprised at how strong the two have grown since he last seen them. Especially Saibo. He knew he had some great power being Cell's reincarnation and all. And he even knows, if it weren't for Vegito, Saibo would have been the strongest person at that tournament besides Jiren. No wonder he made it through so easily. Even seeing Saibo's transformations excites Goku. One of them is purely unique to him. I mean, he does have Namekian God, something that they've seen with Piccolo. But for his Apex form, this is insane. Not only the power from it, but it's cool to see a unique form for once. He's dealt with people transforming, but this is a new one that he's never seen. This power is definitely going to come in handy, especially in the next part as we go into the Moro arc. Since there's so many strong people on Earth now, including more motivated people, the Galactic Patrol ends up taking more along. They would have liked Boo, but this is fine too. It's not just Goku and Vegeta. Gohan wants to join along as well, and since it involves Namek, Piccolo and Saibo decide that they should join too. Even Pikkon comes along. He wants to explore the universe a little bit more now that he's alive again. It would be interesting to go here with them, as well as him defending another planet like this. It is a bit of a risky strategy though. This is more energy for Moro to absorb, but it also might work. The group has a plan. With so many people here, they can use that to their advantage. So, Moro's trying to get the Dragon Balls, isn't he? Well, they have a way around that. With so many people, they decide it's best to split up. One group is going to fight Moro, while the other gets the Dragon Balls. Goku, Pikkon, and Saibo decide to team up against him, while Piccolo, Vegeta, and Gohan go to get the Dragon Balls. It's actually working. Moro didn't notice the other fighters here because Goku teleported them to a different place. But still, he laughs. These three won't be able to defeat him. He sees how strong they are, but that's only going to help him. Although, they try and draw this fight out as much as possible. They're not going to show off their full power just yet. They're using as little as they can, not only to prevent Moro from stealing it, but also to stall him as long as possible. Eventually, during the fight, Moro does start stealing energy from them. It's not a lot, but it's still a significant amount. But as soon as he tries to do this, he notices something really weird. The sky turns black. What? And the others laugh. He was too distracted with them to realize that there's other people here, gathering the Dragon Balls, and they even counted his henchmen. Moro tries to rush over to where Porunga is, but it's already far too late. Two wishes are made. For one, all of his power is erased. As Moro continues flying over, he feels weaker and weaker. Any power that he took from others is given back to them. And any excess power he's gained since he's been in prison is removed too. He becomes even older than he did when he landed on Namek. He's not even strong enough to fly anymore, barely even strong enough to move. As for the second wish, a wish is made to seal him with the Galactic Patrol for good. Not only is he sealed physically by the Galactic Patrol, but he's also magically sealed too, thanks to a wish from Porunga. And his power is completely drained, meaning it's going to be a lot harder for him to escape if that's even possible at all. Mayris is amazed. Wow, that worked way better than I thought. All they needed was 2 wishes from the Dragon Balls, and a strong team to distract Moro. This worked perfectly. More people actually helped them instead of hurting them. And a lot of casualties were avoided on Namek. No one actually died here, and there were barely any injuries since most of the Namekians escaped before Moro attacked them. And they're happy to see Piccolo and Saibo again. That fused Namekian warrior with Nail as part of him. That nameless Namekian that went to Earth a while ago. After all he's been through and all he's done for Namek too, they're elated to see him, as well as Saibo. Saibo is also glad to be back, and as for Piccolo, it's a bit strange, but since he's changed so much since then, especially since he has Kami fused within him, being on Namek gives him a much different feeling than last time. And they both realize they've been gone for too long. And being here makes Saibo realize he misses Namek. Of course he loves Earth and everyone on there, as well as training with Beerus and Whis and everyone else. But it's been so long since he's been on his home planet. Maybe it's time to return, at least for a little bit. And as I mentioned, Piccolo feels differently too. Maybe this might be a good experience for him. It's a nice change of environment, and maybe he can learn more about himself. More than he already knows, get more in touch with his Namekian roots. It's strange, he never thought he would miss this place. But a lot has changed since he was last here. And kind of on a whim, he and Saibo actually make a pretty big decision. Especially since the Namekian suggested. Goku, Vegeta, Pikkon, and Gohan are returning to Earth. He and Saibo tell him that they're going to remain here, at least for a little while. I mean, it is their home after all. They should try and get more connected to it, at least stay here for a bit. Earth is their home too. But considering how long they've been gone, they do miss Namek. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan are unsure at first, but it is their decision, and they respect it, seeing where they're coming from. As for Pikkon, he doesn't really know them too well. But hey, if it makes them feel better. He tells them it's been nice meeting them, and he hopes to see them again soon. With Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan giving them a goodbye, as well as Mayris and Jaco thanking them. And Goku reminds them, he could always pick them up whenever, instant transmission and all. And he definitely does want to see more of them. He has to make up for all that lost time while in Otherworld, which he's also going to be doing with his family as he returns to Earth. The Galactic Patrol leaves, and Goku decides to just teleport everyone back home, telling Piccolo and Saibo he'll see them again soon. The Namekians watch as they all depart, welcoming Piccolo and Saibo back here. It's good to see them again. and they're intrigued to see how they developed, and maybe they can even teach the Namekians a few things as well. It'll be a mutual learning experience. Piccolo and Saiyan might be able to train them, teaching them some things in terms of fighting, and the Namekians could probably show them some nice things as well. Most importantly, they're going to live a nice, peaceful life here. For the time being, at least. With Saiyan returning to his home, as well as Piccolo, this is where we're going to leave off this scenario. So, what did you guys think about this part? And what did you think about the scenario as a whole? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. And if it continues, what would happen next? I could go into the Granola arc, but since that's not finished and it doesn't really pertain much to this series, I'd rather wait until it's finished. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video. It helps out the channel and lets me know that you guys want to see more scenarios like this one. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as clicking the bell icon to be notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like it. Anyways, thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting this scenario, and I'll see you all in my next video.